for checking up. Check it out now. Whoever be telling y'all that jail's a glamorous place, okay, that prison because they did a bid is somehow cool, y'all could miss me with that shit. Okay, listen, I ain't got no time for no jail. I ain't got no time for no crime. I ain't got no time to serve no years for no niggas. And I ain't got no time to be doing no crimes with no niggas because I know niggas will be snitching on me. Matter of fact, I'll do the snitching. Fuck that. Okay, that's why I say do your crime by your goddamn self. Okay, I ain't going down for another motherfucking nigga. Okay, but check this out. Now, Bobby Shmurda, he got sentenced today. And if you guys don't know, basically he accepted a plea previously that ended his trial where he was going to do 7 years. Okay, now everything seemed fine. He even did an interview afterwards where he spoke and he even commented on the 7-year sentence that he took. And he said this. He said, I did it for Rowdy. They offered me 5 and offered Rowdy 12. They say the only way they'd give him 7 is if I took 7. So you know I had to take 1 for the dogs. All right? Now, we all kind of gave him credit and said, yo, that's a real nigga. You held it down for the fam, for the team, for gang. Now, it's obvious that Bobby Shmurda had a change of mind in court today because after it was in court today when the actual sentence was going to be handed down and basically they were going to accept the plea, basically he addressed the court directly, okay? He said this to the judge. He said, Judge, I was forced to take the sentence. I don't want this shit. I don't want this sentence at all. He said that I want to drop my plea. Obviously, if you guys don't know the intricate details of the case, basically everybody had to take a plea or else everybody going to be possibly going to jail for 25. All right? They can't cut one motherfucker a plea if the other person don't got a plea. So if everybody didn't agree, they got to go through a lengthy court proceeding. All right? Now, for whatever reason, again, sometimes they're going to make these negotiations like, yo, all right, because everybody's taking a plea, you might have to help your homie out, okay? Like, you know what I mean? He might be doing 30, but if you take a couple years, maybe we could give him 20 because we got to have a certain amount of years that we sent the entire gang down for, okay? That's how they get the W in their books. I'm talking about the law, and that's how basically the system runs, okay? Don't do crime if you were shocked by the other side. Come on now, right? Now, he addressed the court. He said, yo, I want to take this plea, right? I want to take the sentence. I want to drop my plea. And he then addressed his lawyer. Keep in mind, Bobby Shmurda went through 4 lawyers during his trial that really never got started because they took a plea. And he said this to his lawyer directly in court. He says, I want to drop my plea and fire you. Why are you telling me to waive my rights? I am not waiving my rights. Now, what rights are the lawyer talking about? Now, if you guys ever been to court and ever took a plea, whether it's from a traffic ticket or anything else, when you take a plea, you have to waive your right to appeal most of the times because the plea is a negotiation usually, which you would then admit guilt to sometimes a lesser charge with the agreement that you would get sentenced to a certain amount of time or you would pay a certain amount of fee or fine. So if you basically get that type of agreement, you got to waive your right to appeal. So Bobby Shmurda, he had to waive his right to appeal. So years down the line or 2 years later, he can't try to appeal this and try to get it overturned because really they didn't go to trial. He got a plea. All right. So I'm not too sure why he just jumps out of court and says, I'm not waiving my rights. Nigga, when you take a plea, you waive your rights. That's what happens. All right. Now, again, the district attorney, which was the prosecutor up in the court, wasn't really trying to hear it. They're like, listen, we agreed to this thing long time ago. We don't even want to adjourn, we don't want to postpone this hearing. Basically, get this nigga in prison ASAP, all right? Basically, Shmurda calmed down. He eventually pled to 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of weapons possession, and basically, he is going to be doing the 7 years. A lot of people are frustrated around him. We haven't heard really what's going on because when we hear interviews and Bobby Shmurda gets on with Hot 97, yo, we kicking it here, we run the jail, blah, 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 blah. His mother said otherwise, all right? You know what his mother actually said? His mother said this has been a nightmare. It's one lie after the other. I think it's a stereotype with rap artists these days, saying you all come from the projects, you all come from uneducated families. Now, she also said this. She says they refuse to give him haircuts. They refuse to take him to the yard. Who the fuck do you think you are because you're Bobby Shmurda? He says that's what the guards at Rikers are telling Bobby Shmurda. And I really want to use this video, and I know a lot of people do listen to me. I want to use this video to teach because there's nothing glamorous about the situation Bobby Shmurda is in. Nothing. Okay? When we hear him talk, it sounds like everything is nice and cool and he's sipping on pina coladas, feet up, and chilling in jail. But obviously, you could tell by the distraught mother who was at the court crying, who's giving interviews saying they're not treating her son right in jail, and it is jail. So they ain't got no standards to treat you in jail. It's jail. And then we see Bobby Shmurda. He's as well on the stand, and he's like, or not on the stand, but he's in court, and he's like, yo, I don't want to take no 7 years. I want to fire this guy. This guy ain't helping me out. He's not for my best interest. And he's still going down for 7 years. So he took the 7. Okay? He already got 2 years in. He should be out in 5, but he could be out in as early as 3.5. So if we're going to predict around 2020, he should be out. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see if he still have a career after that. I don't know. Okay, it's a sad situation. However, we twist it. Again, Kyle Moxman, you guys like, definitely subscribe to Boy Academics. I'm out.